Well, what's going on, fellow zombies, and everybody else out there in the internet land? Diary of the Gamer named John Weaver, which is me here. Alrighty. It's 1:02 in the afternoon, West Coast time, for Monday, the 6th of October, 2025. So, the Illinois governor had been blasting at the Trump administration regarding this this absolute need and rush of having federal troops, like National Guardsmen, on their property. What was it, days ago, that they actually had in Chicago an apartment complex getting swarmed? And some of the details were a little bit hazy when it came down for the original reports until it was more intensive witness investigations, interviews, and other camera shots. And also the main thing on the internet, on X. Christine Noem made a Hollywood film production out of it. She had cameras with doing high definition pictures at any and every angle of having military Blackhawks hovering above a building, having troops rappelling down, armed federal troops, just to clear out an entire complex in Chicago. Claiming that there were bad people in there that they want to get rid of. They're arresting everybody from their sleep, including kids. And yes, the independents have been talking about this one, but I was just watching the news conference just a short time ago of what was being produced. And there was a film produced on this one. And I watched it along with everybody else. And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. She did this shit for Hollywood film? She wanted to do a Hollywood production on this shit? Just to do some kind of advertisement saying, join us! Look at the fun we can have! We can torment kids! And then there was interviews concerning about how the kids are being treated. And one of the guards was purported to say, fuck them. Fuck the kids. And this is the government that we voted in November 2024, that the maggots wanted so much to get chaos and confusion. I hope they're fucking satisfied. It's taken a hell of a lot out of me trying to be nice to these bastards. I hope they fucking realize that when it's going to be their home, when it's going to be their streets, it's going to be their businesses, their lives fucked up because of their own damn decision here. You had to trust Trump. You had to drink his fucking Kool-Aid. He lied all throughout the campaign. He even lied about Heritage Foundation 2025. He's following it. The OMB director is the Heritage director in that place. Office of Management and Personnel. Meaning they're in charge of the federal employees, who to get the kick and who to keep. So if you're not a Trumplicant, you're fucking. You're fucked. Bye. Go. And I'm hearing some of these reactions at this point over here. Priskin wants lawsuits on Trump's ass on this one. This is the first day of October for the Supreme Court. They're going to be hearing a hell of a lot of cases, whether or not they're going to be taking them or not, whether or not they're going to be listening to them or not. We're now dependent upon six consecutive assholes making a decision on how screwed up they can get the country and how much screwed up the Constitution is going to be. And whether or not Trump's going to get more and more power at this point to do whatever he likes, including the Trumplicants under his command. Face it, we're fucked. Trump wants he wants an armed confrontation. He wants theatrics. All this has to be theatrical. He was in television for a long time. He did The Apprentice. He feels he can manage this shit. This is a fucking country dealing with the fucking reality shit. But this is his own mental incapacity. And the office staff, everybody who's hired on there isn't going to go after his ass. Anybody who's confirmed by the Senate isn't going to be going after his ass. Nobody's going after his ass. And the problem is, it's so locked up right now that nobody can. I had said it before and I'll say it again. I've already posted it on older videos concerning about what they mean of the line of succession. Everybody's so brain dead because they don't remember Government 101, don't care about Government 101, doesn't care about Political Science 101, doesn't care about U.S. history. Why? Because they're all brain dead. You guys don't bother studying. You guys don't bother reading. You guys don't bother with anything, but you'll bitch and gripe about things. Good Lord. I was the same damn way when I was a fucking 20-year-old snot-nosed kid, didn't know his ass from hot rock. Now? Alrighty. I suppose I could put this on the Wikipedia, but I'm not about to. US.gov. This is regarding the presidential order of succession, what we have. Now, whether or not the president becomes incapacitated, resigns, unable to hold the office, removed from office, or dies, we've got a list of people who are supposed to be supplanting him. And then the next guy moves up, and then the next guy moves up. How it works. Like a fucking conveyor belt. In this situation, we'll get a PDF file for this one here. And we're still under a week's worth of shutdown. Blame the fucking Republican Party. They're the ones that fucked us up on this one here. Don't blame the Dems. Blame the fucking Republicans because they took out the health care. They took out the Medicaid, Medicare, working on Social Security. They got to pay for all that massive cuts right there that they're giving money over to the fucking rich, and we're getting fucked over left and right. I don't give a shit about my fucking mouth either. You don't like it? Bye-bye. You can deal with it? Cool. Okay, so, in the Constitution, they mentioned that if the president gets knocked out for any reason, either legal or biological or whatever, the vice president takes over. Signs the paperwork, signs the documents, boom. Put your hand up there, says, yeah. Okay, I do that. Okay, and they're in. Here's the line. The vice president gets knocked out. Then you got the Speaker of the House. Right now we got Johnson in there. Next time, you got President Pro Tem of the Senate. You got Thune. Beyond that, you got the rest of the knotheads, which I got to get. Yes, this time I won't go to Wikipedia because I need the U.S. government here on this one. They need the federal government. I need to line what we're looking at here. Oh, well, I need to get a cheat sheet on this one since I already got a dog in my arms here. Give me a second here, guys. Alright, so what I was looking for was the Cabinet of the United States, because mostly it's coming out of the cabinets, what we're dealing with here. And it's insane, guys. I know it's insane. Nobody thought of this crap, but we've got it anyway. Now, if I happen to go to Wikipedia on this one here, at least they tell me who I'm looking for. So, I'm going to go to Wikipedia for right now. Okay, so basically, Vice President J.D. Vance, worthless as hell. He's still a copy he's a copy of Trump, but he's still brain dead. But no, actually, I can't say he's brain dead. He's a manipulative bastard. That's what he is. That isn't bad enough. What the fuck was that? Something just chimed. Okay, Speaker of the House, we got Johnson. We got President Pro Tem of the Senate. They mentioned Chuck Grassley. I thought it was soon. Okay, President Pro Tem of the Senate would be Chuck Grassley. I was mistaken. Secretary of State, Rubio. Secretary of the Treasury, Scott Bessent. Hegseth for SecDev. Bondi, Attorney General. These are the people who are going to be in the cabinet, by the way. This is what the current order of succession is. So Bondi gets up. She's number 7th in there. Hegseth is number 6. Bessent is number 5. How the hell does he have rated? After that, Secretary of Interior, Burgum. I haven't heard shit from him. Brooke Rollins, Agriculture. Maybe we heard shit from him. Brooke Rollins. Secretary of Commerce. Oh, yes, we've heard about this asshole. Litnick, Howard Litnick. Secretary of Labor, Laurie Chavez DeRimer. Yeah, that's about it. After that, we got RFK Jr., worm guy, with a dead worm in his head, as the Secretary of Health and Human Services. After him, Housing and Urban Development, who can't answer one fucking question online, and not even when he's asked questions on the air. Scott Turner. Secretary of Transportation, Sean Duffy, another worthless pluck. These are all ass kissers of Trump, by the way. Let's see, number 15th on down under sheet here. Secretary of Energy, Chris Wright. Secretary of Education, Linda McMahon, worthless as hell. She's destroying the place. Secretary of Veteran Affairs, Doug Collins. All you veterans out there, this is the asshole to go after. If not him, you go after Stephen Miller. Last but not least, Secretary of Homeland Security, Kristi Noem. 18th on the list. She's number 18. Damn, Bondi gets above her? Oh. But you notice the Chief of Staff or the Deputy Chief of Staff is not mentioned. It is not mentioned. Why is that? Why did they do that? Does anybody know why they did that? But I just mentioned about the Cabinet of the United States and also about the line of succession at this point over here. And speaking about the cabinet situations over here, let me see, what do we have? Okay, so everybody else, except for the Director of Office Management Budget. That asshole. Science and Technology Policy, what a shit. Environmental Protection Agency, crap, they're gone, they're history. Last but not least, we got Small Business Administration. Oh, disappeared. So what I'm looking for in the cabinet, you got all these nice assholes in here. What I'm looking for, cabinet level, Sassy Gamer. Let me see. I'm trying to see whether or not. Oh, so there is a White House Chief of Staff, Susie Wiles, who never gets on the television, and yet the Deputy Chief of Staff, little Hitler him, has been on there. Well, ain't that nice? Let's see. Did he actually mention who the fucker is? Did I actually have it appointed? Let's see. I guess not. Well, that sucks. Of course, we talk about others, long periods of time. But I'm wondering whether or not she's going to get her ass kicked. I'm wondering if she's going to get her ass kicked. Chief of Staff. All these nice department heads who kissed ass with Trump. It's like they know their ass with a hot rock. And this is who we got for the Cabinet of the United States. Got to get a PDF on that one. Call it academic research on my portion over here. And yes, I could go crazy at this point over here. I can also still say that we've got a Trump-appointed judge who said to the Portland invasion of the National Guard, you can't do it. Trump's trying to go through every other damn place, trying to get National Guard over to Portland because he needs to save Portland. No, he doesn't. He needs to terrify the crap out of the people. They're Democratic. He's going to major Democratic cities to scare the crap out of people, not to mention making sure if they're going to be doing shit or not. Then we're fighting back on that. The Democrats are fighting back. But then we're the hated enemy. We are the enemy. We are the terrorists. Bring it on, assholes. You want to prove to a case in the court? What kind of terrorism have I done? Have I been out there causing treason to people? Have I been treasonous to the Trump? Yeah, Trump. Fuck you. And everybody else that runs under you. So, that being said, boys and girls, I've had my fill for right now. I'm also dealing with a dog who's a worse terrorist and worse at a whiner baby than old Gasbag. But they're almost kind of tied right now. See, I'm dealing with a dog, senior citizen, old, blind, very wanting. Kind of reminds me of the old dog we've got in the Congress that we actually in the White House that we already voted in, and we can't seem to get rid of yet. That being said.